How do you feel about matrix structures in corporations? Because I would tend to say generally they don't work. What's your view?
I would say yes and no. I mean, the evidence is to the contrary. They've now become pretty much widespread in every large company. If you look in the Fortune 500, I think the majority have a matrix. Okay. I think the right question really is they work, but for whom?
Okay.
So they work for the organization. I think they work for companies because what they do is they force, unlike the older, simpler structures, they force people to take into account priorities on more than one dimension. Right? In an old structure, when you were told you're in a function structure, basically the CEO is telling you just focus on function and cost. If you're in a product structure, they're telling you focus on time to market and coordination between functions. When you're in a matrix, they're saying function, focus on both. So effectively, what it's doing is it's enhancing synergies for the corporation, but I think it's coming at the expense of enormous grief for the employee. Because they have to kind of give up their work life. There's no work-life balance. You have to work on weekends. You have two bosses. They're fighting. You're in the middle of it. So where it works well, I think it works extremely well for the organization. And it may also work well for some employees who thrive on that kind of constant friction and the politics of managing that. But for many people, this is an imposition. So the matrix works at the expense of employees is my summary.
Is there a better way to form the matrix and to set up processes and communication? Because where I see it fail is exactly this. There's a lot of overlap in work because people don't communicate enough and they don't understand what others are doing. Silos are still there, even if there's a matrix. Processes are not set up right, and then they are left to the employee to set up after the company has announced, okay, we are a matrix, you respond to this and this is what you're going to do. But then there's no formal setting up of new processes, of new ways of working, right? You're just being told that this is happening. And it either takes a very long time for it to work, and then by that time, your company changes again, or in my experience, it just doesn't work. It doesn't, it's less efficient.
So I think it goes back to a point we raised right in the beginning. Structure is only one of the pillars of design, right? Sorting and sense making are important too. And what you're pointing to in my world is a way of saying you can't reorganize on Monday towards a matrix using the employees you close the shop with on Friday, right? And hope that they will somehow seamlessly adjust to these new structures. Because they entered the organization with a certain set of aspirations and were there because they had a fit with one particular style of working. And that may not fit with the new structure. So clearly the kind of skills you need to work in matrix are not the same as you need in a traditional organization. So how will those skills come? Either you have to invest in the training, or you have to wait long enough for people to form their own social capital by rotating them through the organization. So one of the things we know about matrix companies where it does work is people tend to go through multiple positions in different parts of the company. And that helps them to form the social networks and the capital to make the matrix work. Because a lot of matrix success really depends on that informal glue and connectivity. So either you have to have patience or training, or you need a new set of people. So if you don't do any of these, then you cannot expect the transition to work.